Wait, how do I count down? What's...
How about we count down to 10 to start the countdown?
Okay.
Okay, okay, I can give you guys a countdown. All right.
Alright, thanks,
So
Cassio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that was very official. I like that.
That was my bat noise.
Okay, we'll add that one to the soundboard as well. So hey everyone, I'm Garnitrix. I'm a pretty avid runner of this game. I routed this category. Yeah, not to brag or anything like that. But I'm really excited about this run. This category is one of my favorites because 100% is always just one of those things that speedrunners just feel the need to do as like a weird flex. But what about doing everything? So like in this category, we choose the thief mode, which you unlock after the 4th time you've beaten the game with the secret passwords, and this gives you an absurd amount of luck, which allows you to collect items very, very easily. And the goal of this category is to collect every single item, uncover 100% of the map, defeat every single boss, and collect each of the magic items, as well as collect every card, which are used for spells. And as you can see, Darren is already getting work on that. He's collected 1 card so far, and 2 are right there. And I'm really excited about this. I love this run so much. A lot of the early game is really centered around health manipulation. Well, I say manipulation, but it really is just try to avoid monsters to maintain a certain health pool for the earlier parts. It's actually really this run later on it becomes very glitchy and very, very fast. And right now we're gonna exploit the first glitch known as the DSS glitch. Very creative naming, I know. As long as you have 1 set of cards, a top and a bottom card, you can actually select any of the other cards during the activation period after pressing the L button, and it'll let you use whichever spell you've selected. It's pretty silly how easy it is to break the game just from the get-go and right out of the box. And so with that, Darren will be using the double speed combination to go twice as fast. But it's worth noting with the double speed DSS that you actually return to normal speed while in the air. So it's just a little extra thing as a runner to keep in mind and to just learn the timings for. As I mentioned earlier, Darren will be completing 100% of the map. However, in this first part, he won't really be going through each of the rooms that are in the catacombs that are available to him, simply because he can come back later on and just clean those up. Coming up, we have the first boss. I've heard dogs like bones, so I think we're gonna try to give this guy a bone real quick. 6? Oh, I think that was 6. That was not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, a big part of the first part of this run is just like kind of scary because Nathan is such a noodle in this mode. Like, he's not healthy, he's not strong, he's not very smart, but at least he's lucky.
He's a very lucky boy. As a caveat to having all of that luck, the health he received is halved, so you only have 50 instead of 100. The strength you have, the strength is halved as well as your MP and defense. So you essentially take 4 times as much damage and deal half the normal amount of damage as well, under normal circumstances. But under the power of glitches, you can kind of circumvent a lot of that, although face-tanking monsters will always be scary when you only have 50 health to begin with. Now, Cerberus was the very first boss of this category, the very first boss of this game. But if you're not familiar with this game and the speedruns of it, you might be surprised, but we're going to actually fight Dracula right now. Darren's gonna do a sequence of jumps, and he's gonna perform a zip, a warping glitch by using a summon combination at the same time he enters a horizontal screen transition. And he's gonna be able to warp through doors as well on the other sides of the room, on the other sides of the rooms as well. And fortunately, the activation of this boss fight is tied to entering the door from the other room. But since the door is already opened, the boss doesn't quite start up, and so he can just walk in here, and Dracula will just stand there and let us throw more bones at him, because bones are really strong in this game.
I got one.
You got one. That's the important part.
I'm so happy.
I think you get 23 levels in this section here. And the main reason you fight Dracula this early is to just kind of buff up your stats so that you can face tank more monsters. And also, you gain 160 luck per level in this version in Thief mode, which significantly increases your likelihood of getting a drop from monsters. There's really the drop rates for items in this game are kind of pitiful, to be quite honest. And so without luck mode, even at level 99, your odds of getting a rare drop would hardly even scratch like 9% most of the time. So you can, it's really important to get as many levels as you can, even in Thief mode, to really boost that chance.
Yeah, it should definitely be worth noted too that like you literally can't do this category in any other mode.
Yeah,
It would take a long
really
time.
specific. Unlike things like all bosses, where fighter mode and magician mode have pretty dynamic and different routes. There's just no way you could do this in any of the other categories. Unless you wanted to like stay awake for 4 days, probably. So Dracula, the whole Dracula sequence, and as you can tell, the amount of glitches that can be performed, really just kind of opens the gates, and we're going to just mess with the sequence of things already again. We're going to jump and do another zip to reach the machine tower from the back entrance. A lot of those areas we're actually going to be entering from essentially their exit. There's a lot of looping map design within the castle, and we can take advantage of that by using these warps here, and save quite a lot of time actually. These warps are fire right now. First try so far.
Easy.
This room coming up with the hyenas is usually pretty scary if you haven't tapped a save point, because you can get shot like that if your timing is just a little off. And from here on out, Darren is actually also going to be starting to juggle items and keeping track of which items he's collected in which areas, because there are there's like 40 some odd items. I don't know the specific, I'm sorry. On top of 20 cards that need to be kept track of. And there's, let's see, Styler Suit, Jupiter, Venus, Silk Robe, Cotton Robe. There's like 7 items in just this 2-minute stretch that need to be accounted for. And if it wasn't obvious with both Cerberus and Dracula, the bosses in this category aren't really something to write home about. They're pretty pitiful as well. And so we'll just be running to the bosses and die. And so there's not really much for me to say about them other than I hope you enjoy big damage splats. And small bones.
Where's my bone?
Give him a bone! There you go. How does the luck increase affect the drop rate exactly? So in the normal categories, I guess in the other modes, you normally only start with 100 luck and it increases by 10 for each level, which is really insignificant. In this case, for Thief mode, you start with 1600 luck and also increases by 160 for each level. So that already just, you know, the huge number change makes it a big deal as well. But There's a formula for the drop rates for each item, and obviously your luck affects that formula. However, as far as monster drops go, each monster has 2 drops, and also has the potential to drop nothing. There's a common drop, which at the most can be a 50% chance, a rare drop, which at most can be a 25% chance, and there's always a 25% chance that a monster will drop nothing. I kind of looked away. Did you get a nice suit there?
Yes.
That's my boy. Night suit's really nice. It really boosts your strength enough to punch through a couple of thresholds for some monsters here. Like these axe armors, you can one hit if you have at least 15 strength bonus, and they drop the Manticore card. Darren's also playing on the Japanese version for 2 reasons. The text is a good bit faster. It saves about 40 seconds for the text. Also, the experience table is a little bit smaller. Nice, you got the golden card first try. So the experience table is essentially 20% smaller in the Japanese version. So the international NTSC version and stuff like that is actually a little harder than the Japanese version. Another backdoor warp coming up. Yeah, it can be a lot of math, Jesse. I mean, it's not really that. You really don't need to worry about it because the drop rates are at least generous enough that the math isn't such an issue. But just know that if there's a monster, if there's an item, like I'll use an item that comes on later on. There's an item called the chainmail. It's a green-looking mail that is a rare drop from like forest armors. But I'm sorry, a common drop from that's a rare drop from forest armors as well. And it's also a common drop from fish heads later on. And so generally you would rather farm a fish head than you would a forest armor, because you at the very most have a 25% chance greater to get that drop.
I was just thinking about why I didn't save before trying that strat.
You're a dangerous man.
But it's all good.
You know, marathon luck, you were bound to get it, right?
Yeah.
This next part of the route is actually really exciting as well. The Eternal Corridor is usually the big difficulty spike in normal playthroughs, and it's also a pretty big difficulty spike in the speedrun as well. Pretty much for every category as well: fighter mode, magician mode, all bosses, things like that. This one on top of those categories too, because again, there's a lot of items that need to be collected, and hopefully quickly, and hopefully without dying, because all 3 of those things are critical. But in this first room, we take especially a large amount of damage in order to go quickly. And then farm for strength rings and cursed rings. Strength rings increase your damage, your strength by a base 50 just flat. Which each time you level up in thief mode, you only get 7 strength. So 50 is essentially 9 level ups. Well, 9 and like 0.7 level ups. We got some cursed rings, which are 30 strength, which is good to start with. See Darren breathe. A little cautious. He ran into the loving arms of a beast demon and doesn't want to die.
The loving arms.
Do you see those arms? They're massive.
I know it.
Second strength ring, this is good. It's not over yet, still a couple more items to get. Intelligence rings from these hands, nice. Garb, also great. And we're just gonna murder them. Ain't dying tonight.
Yeah. Why am
Now
I?
all the items. Sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, why am I scaring myself so much this morning?
So the skeleton's pretty important, not only for damage, but he's also kind of glitchy. There's a glitch right here that Darren's going to perform that will essentially negate gravity, will reverse the effects of gravity. Instead of causing you to fall, it causes you to float. And we call it the bone float, very affectionately named. And again, it's another backdoor entrance. Interesting enough, there's actually another method of getting through the waterway from the back door entrance sort of thing. But it's a lot trickier and was a very common run killer in the past. And it's roughly about 20 seconds slower. So the bone float, while double frame perfect in most regards, that one's only really a one frame perfect input or response reaction. Much better. It also allows you to get through the underground waterway, at least to the Camilla boss, and get the rock wing without really running through the waterway, which, if you've played this game, probably know is very dangerous as well. Something to note as Darren summons the cockatrice, he also switched his cards directly after that to 4 and 9, which are Mars and Unicorn respectively. And don't really know why, however, they power up whichever DSS combination you're using. And so they're especially strong with summons, because summons last much longer than just one hit. And interesting enough, the element of the bottom card selected, even if you don't have the card itself, affects the damage output. So by choosing Unicorn on the bottom row, it gave the cockatrice a holy element. And oh my gosh, you almost died there. Like, don't run into that wind armor.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, it gives the summon the holy element, which significantly increases the damage of the summon itself.
I'm gonna try and remember, but I'm pretty sure there's a map square in the Necromancer room that I forgot to get.
I'll try to remind you.
Pretty sure. But that's like, the next time you're there is like literally right at the end of the run. So.
Yeah. Hey chat, if in an hour you remember to remind Darren to get that map square.
Yeah. Necro map square.
1 hour from now. If luck goes pretty well.
Set reminder.
Actually, hang on. Remind me to remind Darren in 1 hour to get the Necromancer square.
Okay, added.
Great.
Nice.
This next part of the run is kind of just a blitz to a couple of bosses. Well, the Dremelic boss. Because there's a couple of gates, and by gates I mean they're very Metroid-like, or Zelda-like lock and key scenarios, where in order to open an area to get an item or fight a monster, you need to have the magic item from the boss fight, or from after the boss. And so the chapel tower, this place has some blocks that need to be moved, and are only after the zombie dragon has been finished off that you can do that. So we're not going to be spending too much time here right now, but that's because we'll be coming back later.
Can I plug some more incentives in the meantime?
Yeah, go for it.
Yep.
Alright. Outside of the really close incentives that we have for Dragon Quest, Chocobo Racing, and streamers, we also have a bid war for which character is gonna be played in Mario Kart 64 between Peach, Toad, and Yoshi that you can direct your donations to. there's the Mode Crimson Plus game color that right now is yellow, and that is not good. It looks really bad, so we really should take it out of yellow. Right now it has $50. The other colors have nothing. It's not that far away, guys. We can still save it. We have an incentive for Bastion to have an extra 80% run after the end of the run that's in the schedule. It's $50 to unlock it. And we also have a bid war for the trainer name in Pokemon Crystal that has a 7-character limit. Keep that in mind. And I think that's gonna be enough for now. Thanks for the letting me in.
Yeah, no, thank you. Shout outs to Chelny and everyone involved in this marathon. It's one thing to, you know, do a marathon to raise money for yourself to get to like AGDQ or something like that. But it's another thing to, you know, set up and organize and do something like this to raise money for other people, even and especially from another country, other side of the world practically. So it's really awesome. And it's awesome to have an opportunity to do commentary for Darren's run. It's always super fun to collab with Darren. We're good pals, even though he keeps taking my records.
They're never safe.
They're never safe. That's what competition's about, right? Get your blip out, because we farming. So far the run has been pretty straightforward and very smooth. Just run to one area, collect items along the way, and you know, you're good to go. Just don't forget things, right? In this part, we're just going to spend about roughly a minute and a half collecting mine restores. And this is for glitches and insurance later on. There's a lot of monsters that require magic, especially the summons. And you know, there's no guarantee we'll get the rare drops on the first try. So, in order to circumvent that, we also collect miner stores. And by we I mean Darren. I'm a streamer too, so I say we a lot.
I'm probably gonna farm some extras even, just to be on the safe side. Maybe go
I
up to
remember
like 70 or so.
70, oh, this guy's crazy.
I need them. I need them all.
I remember my PB, my 129, around that time I was only farming for like 35 because I was really trying to find out the optimal amount. But that one I was just like, you know what, let's farm for 50. Miner stores, as implied in the name, regenerate your MP. These ones are the lowest ones and only regenerate 30%, which 30% is kind of significant considering that a potion, which is the lowest healing item, only restores 20 HP. And this is a flat. This is 30%, like not 30, which is pretty sick. And in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, 10 minutes, we'll be using a lot of those. There's actually better places to farm these, like as far as the brain floats and things go, but this one's the most convenient for the routing. And it's only like 10 or 15 seconds slower to farm them here in comparison. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep.
Alright, how much I got? 58. Alright, I can live with that. I hope.
He'll be fine. a little more map collection. Some of these rooms, not very many of them, are entered just simply for the sake of map squares to complete the percentage on that. There's a percentage tracker in this game, but it only is relative to the map, which there are 999 squares of. Wait, 9,000?
9,000?
999 squares. So your last map square counts for 2.
I'm gonna say that's a lot of squares.
Yeah.
Yo, I got the meat.
Meat. Give me the meat. Hey. I think this section of the game, well, this section area is a favorite amongst fans. It's the Aquarius sound music. Apparently it's like the best remix of it. I'm not really familiar with that. This place is also very dangerous for this run as well. These bees, as implied by their English name as killer bees, are deadly. Deadly. They do like 6 to 50 damage, and they poison you, and it's no good. No good. Actually, everything here does like 50 damage, and we have like 300. And the next health max is guarded by a bunch of bees. Yeah, this room is heck. It's very well done. So much better than what I've tried to do lately. Oh my gosh, I flounder in this room so badly.
Yeah, that'll happen. It's a hard room. Tell you what. Oh!
Yeah, this game actually has a lot of remixes from the other ones, from the other Castlevania games. The Audience Hall, which is my personal favorite, is a remix of the, oh god, Sinking Old Sanctuary from the one Sega game. I cannot remember. Bloodlines?
Yeah, Bloodlines.
Don't remember which console it was, but yeah, one of the Sega consoles. The trend continues. The bosses just die. Mercy of at the mercy of the nightmare chicken.
Nightmare chicken. Oh wait, what?
A lot of times you dip below 200 MP, but your DSS doesn't get deactivated, simply because we don't have the cards for them. It's really actually pretty helpful. We actually delay getting the Uranus card, which is used for the summons, in order to take advantage of that one more time at the later part of this run.
Seems like we had some technical issues with OBS crashing, so I think people kind of lost your explanation, or most of it. If you want to tell them again about the DSS glitch.
Oh,
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's fine. Welcome back. But, what is it? If you are using the DSS glitch and you cast a spell, you actually don't need to have the required MP to cast that spell. And if the spell requires more MP than you currently have, it'll actually put you in negative magic. And basically that's just negative MP, and your intelligence affects it normally, so that the amount of time it would take to, say, recover 50 MP normally is however long it would take to put you back into positive magic if you were negative 50. And we actually take advantage of that in a couple, all throughout this route. But we actually forego collecting the Uranus card, which is the one that allows you to do the summon spells, so that we can take advantage of that one more time. Since if you don't have the MP, like for summons, since they require 200 MP, if you don't have the MP, the DSS gets deactivated if you drop below it, and it just takes extra time to reactivate it, and so that's just why we forego doing that.
Sounds complicated.
It's yeah, nerdy stuff that only if you really want to route is important.
Which one is this? Is this the Archdemon?
No. Wait. Yeah, that's the Archdemon.
I don't like this one because he's got the Apollo card and he never likes to give it to me.
Same. The Apollo card. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Can I read a quick donation?
Yeah.
Okay. Zantomu donated $2 with no message. If you want to direct your donation to any of the incentives, just tell in the chat that we're gonna try to address that. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Back to you
Santo.
guys.
With that in mind, I want to bring up a challenge. I suppose it's a challenge, but there are two monsters, the two essentially strongest monsters in the game, Lilith and the Devil, that will appear later on. And there are two items that we're trying to get from them: the mirror armor from the Devil and the Sage Robe from Lilith. Now, I'm not a baller, so I am willing to at least commit 50 cents for every failed attempt at getting the rare drop.
Big spender.
And if you would like to join me in that, that'd be fun. You know, let's get a little hype surrounded around being unlucky in a lucky category.
I don't know if you want to do that, Garn. You've seen my luck with Lilith before.
Look, it's for your cause, okay? I like Japanese and German speedrunners. They're cool people.
Fair enough.
I would be like, oh yeah, a whole $1, but I know how bad your luck is.
Alright, I'm down. I'll do it.
Nice. We're just running, Darren's just running through the chapel tower with very little health. It's making me very anxious.
Dude, it's all good. Don't even worry.
I'm not anymore. And just cleaning up, padding out the corners to this section before he jumps into the hardest part of the run.
Yeah,
He's gonna do a safety save here.
Yeah, I'm saving before this because of a lot of reasons.
Right. So
this is
there's
hard.
essentially there's a post-game challenge. Or, I mean, you can do it midway through the game actually, after you beat the zombie dragons, called the Battle Arena, and it's a gauntlet of 15. I'm not even gonna say the number. I don't remember. There's a gauntlet of rooms that you are forced to go into without any breaks, saves, or anything, just with the items you have in your inventory. The monsters are all powered up, and you also can't use magic under normal circumstances. We're going to break into it from the backside, essentially, or from another exit. Got to set up this marionette in the right place and take advantage of some animation transferring. And then we'll do some more out-of-bounds shenanigans to get through the battle area more quickly. I don't know how you do that unbuffered. You can't.
I just guess.
Just guess. Alright, so this is where all those minor stores are going to come into play. Also, the Pluto and Golem cards that we collected in order to do this section more quickly. First try on the first out of bounds. That one's the trickiest in my opinion. It's going to do warps and zips to continue through these rooms. He's actually going backwards from the third room all the way to the start of the area, and that's intentional. There's actually a pretty interesting back door, I guess, to the end of the battle arena at the very start.
Those two rooms, the one with the wind demon and the other with the hippogriffs, are the two scariest in my opinion. Only because obviously if they hit you, you'll take a big old knockback and fall out of bounds.
Right. Something that I fail to mention all the time, I guess, is that there's a huge inherent risk to out of bounds in this run. Without the rock wing, if you fall out of bounds, you soft lock essentially. Like if you fall outside of the ceiling or the roof of the room, you essentially soft lock. If you receive enough damage to be knocked back, to where like you'd be stunned until you hit the ground. You also soft lock, and those two rooms that Darren mentioned, you can very, very, very easily soft lock in.
I'm having a lot of trouble with this one.
I believe.
Do the summon. Okay. At least it wasn't the other ones I had trouble with.
Right. If you struggle with the other two, you just kind of die. Alright, so the entrance to the Shining Armored room for some reason is under the ground here. There are really interesting screen transitions there, and it's actually affected by the rooms that you've entered prior to that one. And I'm doing research into that on some other routing and stuff like that. But the Shining Armor is incredibly helpful. So much defense, lets you get through the battle arena with much less worry. I wouldn't say no worries, because this place is horrible. And our main objective here is to collect 2 cards, Unicorn from these white armors, and Black Dog from the Devil armors. Wait. No Reno, please Reno.
Oh. No, I'm just a dummy. I was like, this DSS combo ain't doing nothing. Alright. Hold up. That's a little better. 100 plus more damage. Yo, all potions, let's go. This is a safe run.
Nice. I don't know if I said it explicitly, but by using a Mind Restore in the battle arena, you briefly have a moment to cast a spell, which has been put on display here many times. Because it doesn't just like cap your MP at 0 or does something like something silly like that. It does something even more silly and lets it drain on its own. So there's a brief period of, if you have enough MP, you can cast a spell, kind of thing. And remember what I mentioned earlier with negative magic and the DSS glitch, how you don't actually need the MP required to cast the spell in order to have the spell active. And that also becomes very useful in the battle arena with the Mind Restores and stuff like that. Unfortunately, Darren didn't get either of the cards, but he's got lots of potions, so we're going to be very safe.
A lot of red juice.
A lot of red juice. You're telling me this isn't intended? So the devil, I'll count this one towards my the 50-cent thing for the devil.
Fair enough. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Oh, he didn't hit me. Okay.
The cockatrice is actually very position based. You want the whatever you're trying to hit to be on the far right side of the screen. So because the
No way. No way.
wow, dude, I'm saving money. You want the monster to be on the right side of the screen because the projectiles spawn there, and so they spawn and then hit instantly, and therefore just kill. They just kill.
Now if I could just get those cards, I'd be all set.
Yeah.
Yeah, another part that makes this section of the run so stressful is there's no music in this area. So it just kind of, I don't know. It can be a bit stressful. But I've got so much red juice, it's not even funny.
No.
But I guess we didn't mention is, or did you? I'm not sure. Like, so if you don't get it, you have to go back through the battle arena, the intended direction, and when you do that, the doors close behind you. So each time that I do not get a drop, I actually have to go all the way back to where the devil's room is and go restart the shining armor room, basically. Alright, I got the black dog card. Spoilers.
That's a good spoiler. Yeah, by entering the battle arena the way that we have, that Darren has, is you're not obligated to complete the rooms you run through, but the doors close behind you if you go through them in the intended direction. So even though he killed the devil earlier and he actually got the item that he wanted from it, he still has to do it one more time so that he can go through it. And we got both cards now, so it's just you're just gonna be running through everything, aren't you?
Yeah.
With all of those high potions. The potions that he got heal 250 health, which is practically our the full health that he has right now.
Oh, dude, you're gonna think that's sick. I can't believe I got that summon
So
off.
dangerous. There's actually a frame 0 between like unpausing the game and when the DSS activates, where you can perform like the summon action and still be completely invincible. It's pretty cool. So now it's just running through rooms. There are a couple of key rooms that we'll be taking. Wow, nice dodge. We'll be taking a moment through in order to get some items. I think it's actually just this one. It's just pretty convenient to farm or to try to get the items here since there are so many monsters in this room. Wants strength armbands, potion X, and magic robe. All three would be great. They can be acquired elsewhere, but oh my gosh, this guy is so lucky.
Not bad, actually.
After
Just the magic robe was the only one.
right,
Where are my curse strings? Oh, there they are.
magic robe can be dropped by a witch as well. However, it's the rare drop from them. The plant girls, the olive runes, it's the common drop there from them. A lot of when I routed this category, like I had a general idea of a lot of the monsters that dropped each of the items. Like I'd gotten all of the items in the past, but you know, when you try to route a speedrun for something like this, it's really interesting the kinds of monsters that you have to take a look at and like drop rates and things. Like these brain things, they drop spiced meat as well as those imps, but it's just more convenient to try and get it from the imps earlier on. And these poison armors drop rainbow robes, but it's a rare drop, So instead, you might want to kill a forest armor. Or when you're trying to get the diamond armor from the ice demon, you can get a rainbow robe as well. I love that part of this run. Yeah, lots of face tanking. If you don't get potions, like let's say you got the cards first try, you'd have to be really practiced through the battle arena and exiting it to take as minimal damage as possible.
Hey,
And now we're back where we started.
I made it.
He made it. Round of applause.
I didn't even need to use the save. Safety
The hardest
save.
part is over.
Yeah. Still a decent amount of mine restores too.
Yeah, thanks for the extra farming and stuff. Man. Always just feels so good leaving that place.
I know, I get to hear the music again and
Yeah.
it's all over.
Even just watching like your runs and stuff, I'm so tense. The Fallen Angel monster here drops the Saturn card, which allows you to summon familiars, which are pretty useless. But it's a card, so we get it. These legions that are flying around nearby as well, if for some reason you needed to use like all of your high potions or potion highs in the battle arena, this is a good place where you can also try and get them. You can kill both the Fallen Angel and the legions as well at the same time. I can see the music. This is pretty funny because familiars in like Symphony of the Night are pretty cool, and familiars like now thinking about Bloodstained, how useful they are in Bloodstained, just so cool. And then familiars in this game just suck. There's actually one exploit you can do with the Black Dog familiar, where you kill the Necromancer off screen. It's pretty funny. Although I guess it's not specifically for that familiar, but I mean you could do it another way.
Yeah.
We'll give it the benefit of being kind of cool and being in a task. Two of the items that Darren got in the arena were strength armbands, and they effectively are twice as good as a strength ring. They're plus 100 strength from each one, so 200. An extra 100 on top of those strength rings he's got in the past. It's really, really good. Really, really powerful. And it's really helpful for the summons, and when you power them up by using Mars and another element, because that power up is it's not like a flat multiplication, it's exponential kind of thing. It's a little odd. I don't know the numbers, but even like 10 strength will increase the power more than they would expect. Observation tower, nothing really to worry here. Still got a lot of red juice. This place is usually very, very scary in other categories, fighter mode, magician mode, all bosses, things like that. If you come here before the battle arena, this place is scary. But the shining armor also makes this place very, very doable, and very calming.
Yeah, the shining armor is like something ridiculous, like 500 defense or something, right?
I think so, yeah, 500. Either 500 or 300, I don't remember.
It's like way
Probably
above,
300 actually.
way above the second one that has the highest, I guess, or the second highest defense.
Yeah. Which is the dark armor? Yeah, the dark armor is the second best.
Oops.
Yeah, I think it's 300 because the Sage Robe is 500 intelligence, and the robes have like a higher boost than the armors do. I don't know. These are all just numbers that most people don't really care that much to have memorized.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I mostly remember that stuff from trying to come up with those bingo goals.
Right, yeah.
Get out of the rock! Jeez.
I've had runs die to that where I've gotten petrified in this area.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I got all that red juice though. No problem.
There's actually a lot of items to be collected in this area. Kind of like the machine tower and also like the Eternal Corridor. But they're actually pretty spread out between rooms. And again, there's not as much stress because the chance of death isn't quite so high. Whereas earlier on, the chance of death was pretty significant. Wow.
Really?
I'm ready for this double potion egg. Wow. Oh man, you're so lucky.
Dude, I'm a healthy boy.
Oh That's the rare drop, and it's a pretty rare drop. The base drop rate for the potion X is not nice. You're gonna try and get it from a witch then? The magic robe?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, most of the items that are collected aren't used. It's just, again, for collection's sake. Similar to like Super Metroid, or even, especially like Ocarina of Time, where you collect all those heart pieces and you really only need like 4. As a speedrunner, you really only need 3. But it's fun.
I thought I got more than that many heart items.
This game actually has so much routing potential that, like when I was first like starting to route categories like magicianal bosses, especially this category as well, there's just like so many things to go through, like equipment possibilities, DSS combinations, especially for like taking out bosses and certain scenarios, specific areas, and things like that. That routing these categories is a real pleasure, honestly. I remember the first draft of Completionist was not nearly as good as this. And there are like a lot of mini trade-offs, as like I've probably mentioned already, but like things like the Olive Runes and the Demon Lords. Like you could kill them in the battle arena, or if you wanted to hope to get really lucky, you can wait until you get to this part of the game, kill them for the items that you need here. But do you really want to do that trade, especially when you're already doing so many things in the battle arena? Like, why not? Nightmare Chicken strikes again. Hurrah, hurrah. There's actually a pretty fun way to start this battle from out of bounds. Unfortunately, there's no real way to like get past this room out of bounds, like to get the last key without fighting you. Well, so far. We may come up with something someday.
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 Yeah,
You
there's...
can get the item. Oh, you go.
I was gonna say that I feel like there's a few bosses where you can enter out of bounds, but it's like there's not a whole lot of reason to, I guess. Or there's not, you know, any sort of benefit to doing it, I guess. There's just a lot of out of bounds stuff you can do in this game, for sure.
Pretty fun just thing that we muse over in the Discord every now and then is like how many magic items you can collect without beating any bosses. Because you can collect the double jump without beating Cerberus. I don't remember if you can get tackle, I doubt it, without beating Necromancer. I know you can get the push ring without beating the zombie dragons.
Yep.
Can you get rock ring? I don't remember.
No.
I think you can. Can't you, oh wait, no, yeah, because the Lost Door is in an entirely separate room.
Yeah.
There's also, like, things like low percent magic items, all bosses that, again, things to muse over. You can, the tackle item that you get from beating the Necromancer is primarily used to get through, like, the underground gallery, where the Aquarius music played, and also coming soon the underground warehouse where you fight death. You can actually get through like half of the underground warehouse through a combination of other glitches without the push ring, but you still need to tackle. Shoes, kneecaps, knee pads, I don't know, the tackle item.
You just were talking about tackle, and for some reason I tackled that secret. I don't know why. I had it in my head to do that. I think it's a shoulder pad though, right? It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, you can also enter Death's room out of bounds
Oh yeah, death's really easy to do.
because of the thin ceiling. Something you don't see in this run, because you only see the one bone float, but you can clip through ceilings with the bone float as well, because it places Nathan's sprite like kind of in the ceiling more, and if the ceiling's thin enough, you can just kind of jump straight through it. It's weird.
Yeah. Not very effective for speedrunning, unless you have like meme categories like we do Lord of the Rings. You click through the ceilings
Yeah.
to get to the Eternal Corridor early. Which again, like routing possibilities and things like that. Meme categories are endless for this game, if we really wanted to put time into it. But bingo is also something that's really cool because of just the amount of DSS strats and things like that.
Yeah, especially for thief mode, bingo has a lot of a lot of versatility to it, I would say.
Glitchless bingo is where it's at for any of the cards, because there's just so much possibility.
Yeah.
Don't forget map squares in this room.
Yes, map squares. Yeah, unfortunately, like, we've always been bouncing around the idea of a randomizer for this game, but it's just like, you'd have to like chop up the game a bit too much, I feel like, because of just how many areas are just very solidly blocked off by like a magic item that you need, you know? It's like the progression in this game isn't as fluid, I guess, as a lot of other games, so I don't know if that's a really good possibility for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's like almost nowhere that you can get without the double jump, let alone you can't even enter this area of the game with a tackle magic item. and or you can enter it without the push ring, but you can't get very far. Or about halfway, like I mentioned before. Also, none of us are very capable of coding, so
Well, right.
that dream stops pretty quickly. If anyone's interested in coding and wants to do randomizer, yeah, let us know.
But just brainstorming, you know.
Yeah. Alright, this is Lilith. This is another one of those super monsters that I will pitch 50 cents towards if the Sage Robe, the rare drop, takes a much longer time, or for each failed attempt, I suppose.
There's one.
There's one. 50 cents!
That one was actually my fault. I think I killed her out of bounds. Whoops.
Professional gamer here.
Oh wow, this is unprecedented.
Woo! 50 cents! That's it.
It counts for Ice Demon too, right? Usually he's pretty...
Oh lord, no. 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 See, you think you're funny, but I farmed 99 diamond armors. I know.
He can be pretty stingy with what is it, the diamond armor?
Yeah, I got 99 of those. It took me hours.
Well, there's still... Oh wait, we already said Lilith and Devil. I was gonna say there's still Lilith.
No, I'm not doing that. That one could be stingy too. All of like the flying succubus punks are stingy with their items. Like Lilith, Fallen Angel, whatever the other ones are. One that drops needle armor. I don't remember that one's name for some reason.
Nightmare.
Nightmare! Hey!
If True Shade were watching, he would have wanted me to really show off the fact that one of these spots wasn't fully coded, and you can actually reach out of bounds just because the collision wasn't put in for some reason.
Alright, don't forget map square in this room.
Yes, this map square. Whee! I got it.
Hey.
I did actually forget that in my last run.
That sucks.
Or
I
like-
forgot it in my PB.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Darren holds the record for this run at 1 hour, 25 minutes, 42 seconds. He is pretty good at this game, I will say.
I am.
Yeah. Death, dies.
Death dies.
Darren, you know what challenge we need to do next that I've almost finished before? Well, okay, we don't need to finish this one. All we need to do is get the second Dracula fight. We need to do no B bun.
Which one is that? Oh, no,
You.
yeah, okay.
This boss fight is abysmal.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. But you've already done it before, I thought.
I have, but I will definitely do it again.
Yeah, I guess the gimmick there being you have to rely on a bunch of very, I guess, unique uses of DSS combinations.
Use the shields, that's about it.
What about the running attack?
You could use that, yeah. I don't know how effective it would be against death.
That'd be pretty weak, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna hit him.
Alright, so we've essentially killed all of the bosses except for the final boss. So this is the portion of the run that we call the castle cleanup, basically. And it's a lot of running around and basically clearing out places that we've already been before, that it would have been slower to try and go to these rooms when we'd first gone through the areas, basically.
It's a pretty extensive section actually, it's like almost 20 minutes. And it's probably my favorite part of the run.
Yeah, this definitely has like some of the most interesting movement for sure.
Yeah, and you get to hear the music of certain areas for a good period of time as well. Without like much interruption.
So this is also a time too where I can like think about what items I may have missed on the way. Because usually like, so for those areas, there's going to be a rare item that like you need to get before you leave that area, but then there's other items that you know, you can get in different areas or later in the run, because you'll either re-encounter that monster or there's a different monster that also drops it, I guess. So generally if you don't get something on your first time through, you kind of just have to take a mental note of that and then think about when you're gonna try to attempt to get it for the last time. So at this point, I'm pretty sure all I'm missing is a gauntlet.
Star bracelet.
Oh, star bracelet too. That's right. Gauntlet and star bracelet.
Magic robe.
Magic robe, yeah.
Everything. You can get all of those in the waterway as well.
Yeah. But everything else is kind of like stuff that I would usually get during this section anyway. So like rainbow robe, chainmail, the MP jug, other items. I always forget how to do this room right to get that square. Gotta do a little check. It's okay.
Oh yeah, this is the only category you get the cleansing tag for. Hold on, meme category, cleansing tag RTA. We really should just shell out on meme categories for this run, for this game. Just make them unofficial, I suppose. Like, Super Metroid has a bunch of meme categories, they're really good. One of them is called Tickle the Redfish. Like, what does that mean? There's only one redfish in the whole game, and you pay a visit to it.
But how do you tickle it?
Yeah, shoot it.
Oh!
Actually, I don't know what the tickling implies. I haven't done it myself. But they have things like Spore Spawn RTA, which is the second mini-boss you encounter, and is not seen in any other category.
So that was a scary candle. Well, I guess they all have different names. Trick candle, mimic candle, I think. But there's 3 of them throughout the castle that appear after like certain points. After killing certain bosses and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun consequence of, you can't actually beat Camilla before beating Iron Golem, but I recommend you don't do that. Because the candles will load, but the room's layers will not be functioning properly, and there's no way to get out.
Yeah, like as far as I know, that's like the only instance where if you do actually sequence break something, it will basically entirely lock you out of a certain boss.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because you need the double... Well, I guess if you did it to Cerberus too, because you can get to the double jump without fighting Cerberus, it would probably do a similar thing.
Yeah, I guess we haven't bothered. If you're just joining us, welcome, good morning. If you're in Europe, good morning. I bet this is a nice comfy stream for you, for the Europeans in the chat. This is Thief Mode Completionist. Thief Mode is the 4th mode you unlock, the 5th mode you can play in Circle the Moon. That essentially, hey, Star Bracelet, essentially boosts your luck to absurd proportions, and therefore we made a category where you not only collect every item, but uncover the whole map and collect all 20 DSS cards. We're actually in the tail end of this category, where we're just doing the cleanup part, where we're collecting the items that we've not quite gotten. just continuing with the rest of the map.
Can I use this time to plug in some incentives again?
Of course.
Yep.
Alright guys, if you're just joining, this is Bringing Over 3. We are trying to get funds to bring Beko Ohon from Japan and Prizi from Germany to AGDQ 2020 to play at the Mega Man 4 through 6 relay that's gonna happen in that event. And we have a lot of incentives that you can see if you use the command incentives in the chat. And also there's a prize that anybody that donates $10 or more or cheer 1,000 bits or more is going to be entered into. So this prize is a $100 gift card of the winner's choice. The choice being Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, or Steam. And I'm just gonna try and shout out some of the incentives that we have. Coming up in the next game, we have the Name the Slime incentive. We can choose the name of a character in the next game, the slime character. Right now, the name that's winning is Supreme with $10. If you wanna have a name of your choice, that's the value to beat. Just a reminder that there's a 8 characters limit for this one. And I'm gonna talk about some more incentives that I didn't talk about yet. Like, there's a bid war between the Mega Man 7 Shademan stage song, because there are 2 possible songs that can play in that stage, and we can choose between them. One is the original song for that game, and the other one is the Ghosts and Goblins theme. There's also an incentive for Mega Man X. Right now we have a any percent race, but we can turn that into a 100% race with the goal of $250. Right now we already have $105 for that incentive. And I think I'm gonna stop right now to let the runner and his commentator do the talking. Thank you for...
No problem. Not a problem.
I like Mega Man X.
I like the third one because it's for America.
It's so true.
The third one was actually the first Mega Man game I played.
Really?
Mega Man X3. I haven't beaten any of them. Well, I beat Mega Man 2, like the NES one. Did you get the Neptune card? I kind of missed that part.
Yes.
Have you gotten the Gauntlet?
No. I still need to get the Gauntlet. I think that's the only one of the 3 that we're still missing.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can get that from Earth Armor.
Yeah.
Diamond Armor, see.
No, I just didn't want to say anything. It's like, okay.
We can't get to this grand prize potential if you don't get some bad luck.
Yeah, seriously. What? Oh, you're gonna hate this.
No, it's another one. Yes, dude.
Double the diamond armor.
I feel like I need to donate for you getting good luck now.
That's kind of absurd, actually. So now I gotta remember a rainbow robe, because usually you get one from those guys anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Forest Armor's in the
Yeah.
audience room. waiting for Siri. Oh, yeah. She should be coming on a couple minutes from now.
Oh, 2, 3. Forgot it's 3 warps. Okay. So yeah, the castle cleanup, again, is kind of like this little mini tour of all these areas that we basically didn't really fully flesh out earlier. Started with the catacombs, went to the waterway, now we're going to Machine Tower. And then the last part of the tour is basically the center part of the castle, the audience room, that we gotta fill out.
I like the Machine Tower cleanup a lot of verticality involved.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think this is probably my favorite section of the cleanup, too.
Lilim can go die in a fire, but the rest of it's cool.
Right, except for that part.
I think I owe it to the stream to donate the $10 that I'd actually set aside for this.
Nice.
So we'll be doing that, even though you got lucky. You funny guy, you.
Weren't expecting that, were you?
Nah, I really wasn't.
Yeah, me neither.
And, I mean, your practice runs were the same way. You got bad luck like normal.
Just letting the people enjoy this remix, too. This is a Clock Tower remix from Castlevania 3, which I didn't really realize was a remix of that until somebody said it to me, because it's a lot more fleshed out, obviously, than the Castlevania 3 version. Like, it adds like a whole, you know, couple sections of the song, basically, that you wouldn't hear in the original.
I need to play the classic videos someday as well. I've played Super Castlevania 4. And the RPG ones, obviously, but not 1, 2. Ooh, in the chat, which Castlevania game is your favorite? I think mine is this one. I mean, I speedrun it, but I mean, I can speedrun Symphony of the Night as well. Thought Siri just reminded me to get the Necromancer Square.
Oh, nice. I'm not quite there, but almost.
Not quite, you're close.
Oh, what's funny about that is, like I said earlier, it's like literally at the very, very tail end of the cleanup section. This is the only time that you would be over there.
Yeah, so my favorite would be this one, and then Symphony obviously being close. Well, actually, I don't know, man. Symphony and Ecclesia are like tied.
Yeah.
Bloodstained doesn't count. Okay, it counts, but I'm not counting it for mine.
Generally, I like to like separate what I think are, I guess, what games I think are the best in comparison to which ones are actually my favorite. Because I don't think this one would be the best by any means, but I feel like Order of Ecclesia and Symphony of the Night are definitely like really high up there in terms of which ones you could say are probably like the best ones, I guess.
That makes sense. I'm kind of that way about, what's it called? I already forgot. Never mind. I was gonna say Final Fantasy, but that's not true. Okay, which was y'all's first Castlevania game to play? I played Stone for the first time. I didn't really get very far in it, but I did play it as my first Castlevania. Nice, Dark Armor, nice.
My first Castlevania. Oh, I know that. It was 4.
Nice.
I remember now. My dad used to own this electronic repair shop. Every once in a while, people would bring in their SNES or whatever back in the day. So one of his test games was Castlevania 4.
Oh, cool.
So I used to play it at his shop all the time. Give me that gauntlet. He gave me the gauntlet. Nice.
Easy every time. Castlevania 1, but never got past stage 1. Yeah, that game's really hard. Bro, I remember, what is it? Donkey Kong Country Returns. I let my younger sister play it. Like, I think she was 12 at the time. She could not get past the first stage. It was actually kind of crazy. I mean, the game was obviously harder than most games at the time. Like 2D kind of games, but like, I didn't think it was that hard.
Can I read a quick donation?
Sure.
Alright. Salok donated $10. It says, "Cheers from Nagano Ken. Would love to see the local guys at GDQ. Thank you very much for your donation." If you wish to direct this donation to any of the incentives that we have, just shout out in the chat that we're gonna do it for you.
Man, I remember the Tiger Electronic games. I had a Mario one. I don't think it was a Tiger one, but it was akin to the Tiger games.
It's like, how many slides does it take to kill a forest armor?
A lot apparently. Like what was that 5?
Yeah.
You got the robe.
For some reason, I was expecting like 2. I don't know why. It's gonna be optimal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you were doing your practice run earlier, I was awake all the way up until you got to the skeleton medalist. That is legitimately the last thing I remember. Like, why couldn't I stay awake another minute or 2?
Oh, I missed him. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's not where it is. Where it at? There it is.
What? What? This is too good. Oh, nice. First try.
I knew I'd find it eventually.
It's when all the lights are off and trying to find your way through the furniture.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he sniped me. I don't think I've ever had that brain float actually hit me there.
Oh, wow.
I'm just gonna take a little trip up here. Don't really... I didn't need to go all the way up there just for map squares, but... It's all good.
a couple miscellaneous squares here and there throughout the outer wall and the audience room. It's kind of funny. Right, this means we're gonna get the gambler arm there first try, right? At the expense of the very bad battle, you've got really good everything else so far. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Come on.
Yeah, this is the last of the 3 candles that we're gonna be killing, and it has by far the most health. So kind of an interesting strat here to kill it.
And really high defense. And it's poison element, meaning that there's really no summon element that you can use to take advantage of that. Or like the power-up spell.
Yeah, and your reward, if you are somehow miraculously gonna get it on your first playthrough, which I don't even know how you would do, but your reward is like what, plus 100 luck? So
Yeah, which is not nearly substantial.
yeah, like it's not enough to like really make a difference. So very very rare item that essentially means well to give you more luck, but really not all that effective.
And I'm a really smart person. I guess I just really like this game. And I decided to farm for 99 of these. And it took me like several days. Each attempt is like 20 seconds. And then you have like, what, a 1 in 4 chance at the very most to get it. It's that
Thing.
Come on! It was going so well!
Yeah, I know. Okay.
It's a little bit of a setup here, and that's to make sure that Thunderbird hits as many times as it can. Hey!
Yeah, I guess for the most part that pretty much concludes the castle cleanup, more or less. There's just a few spots I'm going to before I head back towards the ceremonial hall or whatever it's called, where Dracula is. But it's time to get that map square.
That necromancer map square. Yeah, the
That
look
square.
set's crazy. It caps out at level 54 on Thief mode. I appreciate how helpful you guys are.
Nice, Cassio.
Thanks, Cassie.
Oh, I missed it. There we go. And then after I get this bear ring, I'm actually going to do the check right now. Usually you do it after you kill Dracula, just because you're, you know, usually you're pretty sure that you've done it all. But it appears that I have in fact missed a map square. Dude, this happens every run.
Yeah, you've missed one.
Where is it? Where is it? It's oh, that's so stupid.
I didn't see it.
I forgot to Rockwing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I did forget. I feel like I didn't forget, but I guess I did forget to Rockwing in the second big room in the outer wall section.
Oh, yeah, no, you didn't do it. Because you got knocked down by the bomber
Yeah. Oops.
after getting sniped by the float.
So that should
It's
be
kind of
good.
a
Yep,
mess.
that's 100. But that was a tactical miss map square since the teleport's right here. And this and that skeleton, super hard to get by.
When an immovable object meets an unstoppable force.
Oh, so I'm gonna do the check too. Hold up. So we're looking for 22 armors, 18 accessories, and 14 consumables. It's 22. $18. And 14. Alright, we're good.
All that's left is to kill Dracula, which is pretty easy. Oh, put your armor
Put the armor on?
on. Well, your strength armbands at least.
Oh yeah, they're not. What are they doing? I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, that might help. Uh-oh. I might get hit by this laser. I'm gonna put on my shining armor. Ooh. I didn't get hit by it, but that was really close. I'm just gonna leave it on actually for the second part.
Time is coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, time is pretty much right after the second Thunderbird summon coming up here. This is the first one. And that is time.
GG.
Mouth tails. Ah!
That was a pretty good run, all things considered. Just obvious battle arena being annoying.
Yeah, I've got a 133 2x, so yeah, definitely pretty decent. So I asked Chelney before the run, but if we're still looking to pad out just a little bit of time,